The ride home was really quiet, and I remember I was wearing my favorite pair of Winnie the Pooh Velcro shoes. I didn't know why she was being quiet. I would have loved to have done other things in my life that I wasn't able to do. Hi y'all, as many of you know, my name is Caitlin Smith and I have epilepsy. I wanted to talk to anyone out there struggling with a chronic illness. I'm going to hit on all points. Some people being told they can't, they just kind of gave up and they're like, oh yeah, you're right. For me, I was like, just because you told me I can, that's the drive to say I can. Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. I feel like my brain is this house. There's so much information up here that I'm trying to organize my house and put this information here, and this box here, and this box here. I have like one little foot to walk. So that's why I always have trouble every time I sit down to write my book about my story and my journey. It's like, where do I even begin? So I'll start with my diagnosis and go from there. I started having seizures when I was 5 years old. And we know that due to a home video, because I wasn't actually diagnosed till I was 7 years old. It just went unnoticed. I would have maybe one seizure a week, and they were petit mal absent seizures. I would just kind of do like this. I'm back. It lasted about 10 seconds. It was very new to my family for the most part. All 4 of my older siblings. I'm the youngest of 5. Shout out to my 4 older siblings. It was very new, and I thought it was sort of like the flu. When I was 7 and got diagnosed, I went, oh yes, I have something my siblings don't have. Like, this is so cool. I'm gonna go home. But that is not what it turned out to be. When I was diagnosed, I went to the doctor. My mom could tell something was wrong. Again, 2 years without being like properly going unnoticed. And then my mom started noticing what I was calling daydreaming. Like, I was just unresponsive. So she said, all right, something's up. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor sent me to a neurologist. And the neurologist said, we're going to do an EEG. So they hooked me up. I think I was hooked up for probably 3 hours. They put, I want to say it's 26 electrodes that they put on you. Generally, an EEG goes like this. You'll be asked to relax in a reclining chair or lie on a bed. I got the bed, and it was the coldest bed. It was a metal bed, just no pillow, just a flat, cold bed. They put between 16 and 25 electrodes will be attached to your scalp with a special paste. It's like a temporary glue or a cap with the electrodes will be used. Between 16 and 25. I think 25 was my number. I laid there just like shivering, and they did the test in the basement of the hospital. My hair's really long. It took longer than usual to get me hooked up. I think it took them like an hour. And then they waited 3 hours for me to have a seizure, because when I was itty bitty, I didn't have that many seizures. It never got better. It got worse. Sorry, world. Usually it's the opposite. You're sick and you get better. And in my case, I was semi-okay, and then I just got worse. Student doctors were at UMC Hospital in Mississippi that day. They were like, oh, what luck. You can see an EEG. Would you mind being hooked up to the machine again so that our students can see what it's going to be like and what they might have to do? And I was like, oh God. Yes, fine, whatever. So they hooked me up again, and I had to lay on the table again till I had a seizure. They had me blow, like they said, blow like you're blowing out candles. The less oxygen to my brain, the better, because your brain needs oxygen, and when your brain doesn't have enough oxygen, a seizure can occur, right? The doctor was like, okay, so she just had a seizure. I want all of you to write a paper on how to properly make an EEG happen, and also what a petit mal absent seizure is. And in my brain, I'm going, God, I hope they all get A's. And I'm like 7. My mom's handed a pamphlet that tells, like, I guess about the basics of opposite seizures. If I can find that pamphlet online, I will, and attach a photo. Or it was the babiest looking pamphlet ever. It's one of those pamphlets you would get that say, here's a tour guide. A little tour guide to your life with petite mal opposite seizures. The ride home was really quiet. And I remember I was wearing my favorite pair of Winnie the Pooh Velcro shoes. I didn't know why she was being quiet. I was like, man, I have something like the flu, and I have something my siblings aren't gonna have, so I'm gonna get a little extra attention. Turns out it wasn't the attention I wanted. Like, it was great. My mom and I have always been very close, but it was not a good thing. I would have loved to have done other things in my life that I wasn't able to do. I'm 26 and still don't have a license, which was always really hard. All your friends turn 15, they're getting licenses. And then kids that you used to change their diapers, they're getting licenses. And little kids